Hey everyone, in this short video I'm going to be talking about the topic of esteem. And when we hear about esteem or we think about esteem, we think about having high esteem or high confidence. And that is that's part of having good esteem, but good esteem is a little bit more complex than just thinking well of ourselves or being confident. There's more to it than that, and the ways that it show up affect us um, interpersonally, internally, relationally. And so it's really important that we understand what this concept is and how important it is, and what we can do about it when we're not in appropriate esteem. So if you, let's say you have children, and if you do, this is gonna be really helpful. When your children are born and you are seeing them for the first time, you are in the presence of pure value. And that means that you are giving them unconditional love. And that exchange there is very powerful. So my children are young, and I remember when my first daughter was born, especially, that there were just different ways that I was experiencing love that I've never felt before, and it was really really neat. And every single one of us has ultimate value and worth, and it's really important that at the early ages of our life that we're taught appropriate value. Now, of course, we grow up, and as we get older, we start to get different messages about what our worth is. And naturally, just by being human, we're going to be thrown off course quite a bit by messages from society, friends, environment, media, family. And we might get messages like, we're worth what we do, we're worth our results of our actions, or our achievements, attainments, physical attributes. As we get older, we start to attach more to material possessions and money for esteem. And none of these things, while are a problem in themselves, they're an enjoyable part of life. Doing well at school and doing well academically and athletically, rather. It's not who we are, and it cannot be the ways that we judge ourselves. And another way that we also gather our esteem is by having people like us, or by attracting attention and affirmation by other people. And as a child, we really need to get that unconditional love and guidance from our parents. It's that attention and intention about who we are and about how we're important. And a lot of us don't get exactly what we need. In fact, most of us don't. And so we grow into adults, and we get into adulthood, and we're still looking for other things and other people to satisfy and to affirm our sense of worth. And so there's really two ways we can be out of bounds, if we want to look at this in terms of a boundary. And it really is this internal sense of worth. And that is, the common one is that the one that we commonly think of is that we're thinking less of ourselves. So we're less than, we are inadequate, we are incapable, we are undesirable, we are in some ways unlovable, or we're in shame and feelings of guilt. And the general message there is that we're less than, we're not as important or good as. And if we took it to the other direction, we'd be saying in some ways, either outwardly or inferred, that we're better than. Okay, so entitled to, we'd be grandiose, we'd be better than, either, sometimes it's we're aware of that we're doing it, and a lot of times we're not. Sometimes we're in comparison mode. You know, like one moment we might be comparing ourselves to someone else, and then, um, kind of turn our noses down at somebody else in the next moment. And, most of us we really don't think we're better than other people. But there's this kind of idea that maybe we've learned, or maybe we've had to use to protect ourselves, in which we express this in ways. And the thing is that neither of those, either one down, feeling less than, or one up and better than, is a way we can connect. And we can't connect with other people and have good relationships with them. And we have a difficult time in relating to ourselves in an appropriate way, which is same as, meaning we're all the same. We're all deserving of love, attention, affection, and we all hold innate value. Even though that we can do things better than other people, and other people can do better things than us, and sometimes our fortunes are different than other people, and some people have it less than, some people have it better than. But at the heart of it, like, we are all the same. And so it's in that sameness that we're able to do good connecting. And we're able to hold appropriate esteem. And really, it's where we feel good. It's where we have good feelings. We have contentment, enjoyment. We feel peaceful. And this appropriate esteem, when we get to be an adult, is our responsibility. It is ultimately our responsibility. It is not our spouse's responsibility. It is not our child's or children's responsibility. It is not our family members. It is not our coworkers. It is not anything or anyone that can be responsible for our own esteem other than ourselves. And I think what I'll do here, this will maybe be like a part one. And in part two, I'm going to talk more about the concept of esteem. And I'm also going to show you an exercise how to raise your esteem, or bring yourself back down into appropriate esteem. And also some places where you might get out of bounds, and the common things that you do with relationships and day-to-day ways where we just either feel terrible about ourselves when we don't need to, or we feel inappropriately entitled. And we don't want to do that either. So, but I promise you keep this video short, so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to stop here, and drop me a comment via email if you have any questions, or that you want to comment about what about this video that you could relate with or resonate with. And I'd like to hear from you. So john@lifemadeconscious.com is how you can reach me. And that's it. Have a great rest of the day. I will see you in the next video. Take care.